up there?
Our guest is also caught up in the rains, but like we say, if the guest doesn't come, the show must go on. So, welcome to VOP 90.3 FM.
Maritime and Border Show.
As we always say when we start this show, it's educative, it's entertaining, and it's informative. We'll bring you all the information you need to know about the maritime and blue economy of Nigeria. We hear it is a $1 trillion economy. And, today, like any other day, we'll be talking about the Nigerian customs, the exploits of the Nigerian customs, the NPA, NPERA, which is that has now subsumed the Nigerian Shippers Council.
The Nigerian Ports Environment
Regulatory
Agency.
So we'll be talking about NEMASA. We'll be talking about the Nigerian Navy, the Maritime Police, and the list goes on. But the beautiful thing is that we'll bring you, the news. Will bring you events. We'll discuss issues relating to the Nigerian maritime and border sector. Once more, my name is Prince Chilaka, and I am with
Dili Utomi. You're welcome to the show. Yeah, trying to say your sound a little bit. Your voice sounds a little bit croaky. I hope you're not really under the weather because I know it's very much cold out.
Yeah, I mean, it happens. Maybe as we move on, the voice will come back to normal. But the beautiful thing is that we're here.
The listeners are there, so
they are there
because of us. So
no, because of them, we're here.
Because of us, there we are here. Yeah. So we have to give them what they want.
Yes. So we're gonna move straight because the news is much bulky today. So we're gonna move straight to the news. NPERA, formerly Nigerian Shippers Council, begins operation. Ushers a new era of port economic regulations. The Nigeria Ports Economic Regulatory Agency, NPERA, formerly Nigerian Shippers Council, has formally commenced operations, ushering a new era of economic regulation aimed at making Nigeria's ports more transparent, competitive, predictable, and efficient. The commencement of NPERA follows President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's assent to the Nigerian Ports Economic Regulatory Agency Bill 2026, establishing the agency as the statutory authority responsible for the economic regulation of Nigerian ports. Chairman of the NPERA Governing Board, Dr. Ibrahim Shema, described the legislation as a fundamental reform of Nigeria's port governance, saying the new agency represents the culmination of nearly 5 decades of institutional evolution in port economic regulation. NPERA can easily be traced to the establishment of the Nigerian Shippers Council in 1978 and the concessioning of port terminals in 2006. Shippers Council was designated as the interim port economic regulator in 2014. Under that arrangement, the Council undertook key economic regulatory functions, including tariff regulation, dispute resolution, and protection of port users. With the enactment of the NPERA Act, these responsibilities now have a permanent statutory framework, with the agency mandated to regulate port tariffs and charges, licensing, service standards, fair competition, commercial disputes, trade facilitation, and port users' protection. NPERA's emergence would not result in institutional rivalry with the Nigerian Ports Authority, which retains responsibility for port infrastructure and its landlord functions. NPERA will focus on reducing uncertainty and unnecessary regulatory barriers while promoting faster cargo movement and strengthening Nigeria's competitiveness as a trading and investment destination. Transparency, fairness, predictability, efficiency, and accountability are the 5 core principles that will underpin the agency's regulatory philosophy. The chairman assured stakeholders that the transition from the Nigerian Shippers Council to NPERA would be orderly and minimally disruptive, with appropriate attention to personnel, assets, liabilities, existing contracts, pending disputes, regulatory records, and licensing arrangements. The commencement of NPERA, therefore, marks a significant shift in Nigeria's port governance architecture, separating economic regulation from infrastructure and landlord functions, and establishing a dedicated institution to oversee the commercial and competitive dimensions of port operations. Once more, let us say congratulations to Nigerians. We're really, really doing everything possible. Nigerians to take advantage of the $1 trillion economy within the sector. And off the stage, I was saying something to Tilly. I say it appears that Shippers Council was operating as an illegal body all this while because if the new act, a lot of people didn't know that the act, the bill would result into an agency. People just thought it was going to be a bill that strengthens the functions of
Nigerian Shippers
Council. But as we have it today, we have a new agency, still the same head, still the same staff, but now has become a statutory organization. So we say congratulations to Nigerians. We say congratulations to all the port users. And I like the way the chairman put it. The chairman of
the board chairman.
The board, he said NPA and NPERA, they're going to work closely because one is the
landlord,
and the landlord remains the landlord. So we're hoping that the Nigerian Ports Authority will see the need for a, how do I put it, for
proper collaboration.
Yes,
yeah.
but
synergizing,
a friendly collaboration with the NPERA organization, and also assist them in ensuring that they are able to carry out their oversight function. I also hope that all the complaints that hitherto had been put forward before, especially relating to how shipping lines treat Nigerians when it comes to issue of demurrage and all of that, there are containers lying around the whole place, and all the money they pay, so to say, for containers, I hope that the Shippers Council will be able to, the NPERA will be able to address these issues and put a final closure to it.
Yeah, I would say congratulations once again to the people of Nigeria, because this has been the long-awaited move for an agency that will have not just back but bite, and it has come with the signing into law the Nigerian Ports Economic Regulatory Agency NPERA, which has, like you said, subsumed the Nigerian Shippers Council. Now, I want to say this clearly that the NPERA now has its work cut out. I don't think there will be any kind of excuse anymore about not being able to, to have the legal backing to act and to bring erring operators to book. Now one will expect that the regulators at the NPERA will the people that work there now will hit the ground running. The issues that have been bedeviling the maritime sector, being the economic regulators that has been empowered now, I expect that they start taking those issues one by one and expediently too. The Nigerian people think they are weary, they are tired, they are hoping that things will change within the maritime sector, as much as also they expect things to change in other spheres of our national life. So once again, the NPERA bill, congratulations to everybody who has made it happen. and I hope the euphoria doesn't die down before real work starts, and then we start seeing actions. And the the noise that's going on within the sector, occasioned by inappropriate actions by certain players. I think we should start taking care of them right now. They should start taking care of the issue. You itemize some of them. The issue of demurrage, charging demurrage on containers that that were there because of delays in the inefficiency within the system. They have to, put their foot on the ground now and make sure that the shipping companies, the terminal operators, all the other stakeholders, the clearing agents and freight forwarders, everybody is brought to a round table and properly addressed and told that there's a new sheriff in town, not in terms of a new person, but a new agency, brand new agency that has been empowered to do their job and then clean up the system and make the environment more viable for Nigerians to work, and then we earn the revenues accruable to the government from this sector.
Dilly, I've been trying to look at the two names.
The Nigerian Shippers Council and the Nigerian Ports
Nigerian Shippers Council. I think it was also limited. It had limitations because that name limited it to shippers.
Yeah.
Yeah. But this one says Nigerian Ports Economic Regulatory Agency. So it's broader, and we hope that the executive secretary, or now they call him the DG.
Oh yeah.
The DG of the agency.
Dr. Pius Sakuta came. Congratulations.
You have a lot to do. There's a lot of work for you to do.
Like I said, they have their work cut out right now.
Yes, we won't take excuses. And trust us here on Maritime and Border Show. We will be watching you closely.
Yeah.
Our eyes are fixed on you.
Okay. Moving on. FG moves to eradicate Nigeria's cargo traffic, targets eastern ports. Good news. The federal government has unveiled plans to strengthen Nigeria's eastern ports and progressively redirect a greater share of the country's cargo traffic in a move aimed at addressing the long-standing imbalance in vessels calls across the nation's maritime gateways. Minister of Marine and Blue Economy, Adigboyega Oyetola, who was represented by the Director of Press in the ministry, Mrs. Anastasia Ogbonna, disclosed that this on Thursday in Lagos at the conference of the League of Maritime Editors themed Lagos/Eastern Ports, how to reverse existing imbalance in disproportionate cargo vessel calls. Oyetola said the heavy concentration of cargo vessel traffic at Lagos ports, particularly at Apapa and Tinkan Island, has placed significant pressure on infrastructure and the wider logistics chain, contributing to congestion, prolonged cargo dwell time, vessel turnaround delays, increased demurrage and logistics costs, road pressure, and simply supply chain inefficiencies. He said eastern ports, including One, Onitsha, Warri, and Calabar, has considerable potential to serve industrial, agricultural, economic, and commercial activities across the southeast, south-south, and other parts of the country. But their competitiveness has been constrained by draft limitations, infrastructure deficiencies, navigational challenges, security concerns, poor hinterland connectivity, inadequate equipment, and operational costs. The minister said reversing the imbalance is not a regional demand, but a national economic imperative, stressing that the modernization and rehabilitation of eastern ports remain integral to the federal government's port development strategy. He said interventions will focus on improving channel depth and navigability, rehabilitating critical infrastructure, enhancing navigational safety, upgrading cargo handling facilities, and strengthening security, while citing the reconstruction of backwaters and channel management interventions, including works along the Escravos Channel, as part of the broader effort. Yeah. Every time we're here on this program, we as the host or the callers, listeners who call in, do emphasize the decentralization of operations within the Nigerian port system. We have many ports around the country, but unfortunately, the attention have been for over a very long time focused on the western ports, especially the Lagos ports. And it's a good news now that the government is thinking about doing the needful in order to make the eastern ports more viable and bring in put in the necessary modalities to make them work more efficiently. It's the right way to go. It's what a lot of Nigerians have been clamoring for.
Well, for me, if it goes beyond rhetorics, when I say rhetorics, if it goes beyond just paperwork or
Coming
just
out
a
to
talk
say
show,
it.
and we begin to see the practicability of it, then we will now be saying that, okay, there are chances that the unification of Nigeria is moving forward. I know that different governments, different times, have actually talked about the eastern ports, but we haven't seen anything in terms of political will to do the needful. So yes, I know that a lot of people from the east is, when we say eastern port, don't forget we're talking about the southeast and the south-south. And I know a lot of people will be so happy that, well, somehow the light is about to shine on them. It's not just about developing them, it's about ensuring.
Well, like you say, it started. Let's have some level of cautious optimism that it goes beyond talk,
Yes.
and then actions they come into play.
So, because as it is, we keep hearing, oh, Apapa is congested, Tinkan is congested. But I believe that we would do more if we kind of decentralize our port system. And even while we're talking about the eastern ports, even some ports in Lagos need to be attention need to be given to them. For instance, if you look at the KLT, I keep asking myself, why is KLT staffed? Why would Apapa be congested? Tinkan be congested? And KLT is just lying there.
Yeah, well, my friend, the answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind.
We need to begin to ask for answers. And this issue of KLT, putting it on the foot of the CG of Customs, he needs to look into it. You have an infrastructure that has the same quality of men and women, officers, in it, and it's being deprived of what it should get. I think this whole issue of target competition amongst the commands needs to be slacked a bit, because the whole money at the end of the day it goes into one purse. So I think when we put up this competition, Papa, this is your target. Tinker, this is your target. Airport, this is your target. That's where the problem lies. But I want to believe that the government will do better by saying, look, we're not just talking, but we're also doing the right thing. It's a good one. Thank you, government. Thank you, the minister, for thinking towards the eastern ports. And we're hoping that within the shortest possible time, we'll begin to see some steps. Results.
Yeah.
Amato rejects forced union tickets, cites constitutional freedom of association. Amato, through the secretary, Bala Mohammed, has drawn the attention of stakeholders' statement into the Trade Union Amendment Act 2005, which recognizes the voluntary nature of trade union membership. The association emphasized that no employee should be forced to join a trade union or be victimized for refusing to join or remain a member. Amato specifically addressed the Road Transport Employees Association of Nigeria, RITIN, and the National Union of Road Transport Workers, NURTW. It stated that where drivers are not members of either body, there is no lawful basis for compelling them to pay union dues, purchase union tickets, or submit to any related levies merely because they operate in the transport sector. It further invokes Section 40 of the 1999 Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria as amended, which guarantees the fundamental right to freedom of peaceful assembly and association. This right, Amato noted, includes the freedom of citizens to form or belong to associations, including trade unions, of their own choice in order to protect their legitimate personal, economic, and professional interest. No association should interfere with or unlawfully restrict the right of our drivers and transport operators to belong to an association of their choice. The statement declared the imposition of tickets or levies by written or NURTW on persons who are not their members should therefore be discontinued, where such imposition lacks a valid statutory or other lawful basis. Amato's position underscores its demand that membership and financial contributions to transport union remain strictly voluntary and grounded in clear legal authority. It has been observed that NURTW and written are harassing and extorting Amato members at Kirikiri, Abuloshu, Agboju, Iyaneba, Amuwo, Ikorodu, and other of our logistic routes in Lagos State. We are drawing the attention of Lagos State government, the police, the SS, and other security agencies to the unlawful violent activities of NURTW and written against our members to avoid confrontation that might affect public peace in Lagos State. Yeah, each time I keep asking, you see a lot of young boys carrying sticks, carrying
Cudgels, carrying all manner of
all
things,
manner,
clubs,
yes,
yeah.
on top of the. Usually, most of them now have turned the bridges to their offices. You find them at
toll gates.
Yes, you find them at bus stops and all of that. And you keep asking, who do they represent? And why are they there? Most of them are quick to tell you, oh, we're from NURTW. Some will tell you, we're from the local government. Some will tell you, well, we're just there. I think it's high time this whole menace is taken care of. And I like the position of Amato. You don't force people to belong to an association. And if they don't want to belong to an association, you don't force them to pay levies. Because when you begin to force people to pay levies, force them to belong to an association, you have thrown away the democratic tendencies associated to free entry, free exit.
Yeah, well stated. It's been a long drawn battle between some of these transport associations and other operators. The activities of non-state actors have become so brazen, especially in a place like Lagos, a cosmopolitan place like Lagos, where a lot of eyes, local and foreign, are on the people. This is one very bad area that the Lagos State government and probably Lagosians, generally should look into and take care of, because it's become a social menace. They become thorn in the flesh of transporters and other road users. People, there's freedom of choice, freedom of association. You can't force people to belong to our association just because a person is doing a particular job that you people are doing, and then collecting money from yourselves in the name of paying dues and levies, and these dues are so they sometimes they are so huge, it's unimaginable. Over the week I traveled, I went to Delta. You can't believe that the vehicle that I entered, the bus that I entered, the driver collected a total of 190,000 naira. He was made to part with 55,000 naira. 55,000 naira out of 190,000 naira. I was, it was outrageous. A lot of us, the passengers, cried, "What? This is daytime robbery." But in the end, it was they were actually demanding for more. But after so much delay, almost an hour of delay, the guy had to part with 55,000 naira. They were demanding for about 70,000 naira or so. In the end, they came to 55,000 naira, and then we had to leave. It's annoying. It is nauseating. It is the optics is very bad for our image as a country. That people who are not empowered, although some of them, like you said, claim to work for either the government, the local government, or they belong to the RTEAN, or they belong to the NURTW. These two associations are supposed to be for bus drivers and not for cargo truck owners, because the maritime truck owners, the Amateur actually Association of Maritime Truck Owners, and they do not want to belong to the association that has things to do with buses, because they will tell that their own job is different. They move cargoes, they move the economy, and they do not have any business with any RTW. So why would they be compelled to pay any kind of levy or taxes to any RTW and RTEAN? It's they have to stand their ground, and also they have to really call the government, the Lagos State government, into this and take the legal channel to taking care of the problem.
All right, Diddy, now that we're talking about this, I just need to mention this. I think the Lagos State government is also, to a large extent, closing their eyes to the nefarious activities of these so-called agents or tax collectors. They are always check the ones at my two. You're coming in with a Tukumbo vehicle. They just now they printed tickets that they give, and if you refuse to pay, they either break your side mirror or they just do something bad to your car on top of the bridge. We moved to the first tackling bridge, the one at Second Rainbow. You now have VIO on top of the bridge. On Friday afternoon, the VIO people were on top of the bridge. If you see the kind of traffic they caused on that bridge, you'll be asking, what is going on? You have VIO on the bridge, you have area boys on the bridge, you have these guys who are collecting money on the same bridge. And that bridge is supposed to be a link bridge. So you keep asking, why is it that everything that needs to go wrong starts from Lagos? So Lagos State government, please, do something about it. Do something about the fact that bus drivers have taken over the Mile 2 bridge.
Mile 2 bridge.
They've taken over.
Not just bus drivers, traders.
I mean,
in the middle of the road, and on the top of the bridge.
Yeah? You find out that there's so much traffic, and you're asking yourself, what is the reason for this traffic?
We get there, you won't see anything, any reason.
You find Okada drivers, bus drivers,
traders,
area boys, traders. Lagos State government, Ministry of Environment, please do something about this.
The Mile 2 bridge. And every other place that they are causing traffic through the illegal use of those places.
Finally, the footbridge by Toyota. It has not been fixed.
And people are constantly being knocked down in that area.
It has not been fixed. Lagos State government, do something about it.
All right. Integrity pays. Adeni Hills retiring DCG Abe after 35 years of service. The Comptroller General of Nigerian Customs Service (NCS), Bashir Adewale Adeniyi, has described integrity as one of the enduring qualities that define the 35-year career of retiring Deputy Comptroller General DCG Tijani Abe, declaring that integrity pays. Adeniyi made the remarks at the Customs headquarters in Maitama, Abuja, where members of the NCS management team gathered on August 19, 2026 to honor Abe, the DCG in charge of human resource and development, as he formally bowed out of active service. Leading tributes to the retiring senior officer, the CGC described Abe as a man whose career was distinguished by faith, calmness, gratitude, and unwavering integrity. Abe's conduct throughout his years in service had earned him the respect and admiration of colleagues, adding that his consistent expression of gratitude reflected the character of a man who understood the value of relationships and service. For many that worked with him, Abe's 35 years in customs represented more than a progression through the ranks. They said his career demonstrated how professionalism and humanity could be combined in public service. Responding to tributes, Abe expressed gratitude to Almighty God for the opportunity to serve the nation and for bringing him through 3.5 decades of customs service. That's a nice one. This is what we talk about here on this program. When you give service, give it diligently, give it from the bottom of your heart, and give it in a manner that people see the service and it is well appreciated. This is a man who has served his country especially from the Nigerian Customs Service, for 35 years. DCG Tijani Abe retiring, and the encomiums have been poured on him for his active service to his fatherland.
Yeah,
congratulations, and we wish you well in retirement, and that you from there progress to higher responsibility.
Yeah, Tilly, when I saw the news, I took the liberty to reach out to some custom officers that I know, and everybody spoke well about this man. And I said sometimes the good ones are always hidden.
Yeah.
But like the CG said, it's all about integrity, or they call it integrity. It's all about integrity. It's all about
that from our side.
Yeah, and it's all about dedication to service. So, congratulations. Retirement is not easy. Brace up. You need to really brace up, because it's not going to be easy.
What is it?
Why Nigeria cannot legalize cannabis yet, says NDLEA. A fresh debate over the legal status of cannabis in Nigeria has pitted African Action Congress, AAC, presidential candidate Omoyele Sowore against the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA, with the agency insisting that the country is not yet ready to legalize the cultivation and use of cannabis. The disagreement followed the destruction of 2 cannabis plantations in Edo State by the NDLEA, reportedly with an estimated yield of 4,628 kilograms. The operation prompted a strong reaction from Sowore, who condemned the destruction of what he described as economically viable crops at a time when Nigeria is grappling with widespread poverty and unemployment. Sowore argued that destroying cannabis farms amounted to wasting potential valuable economic resources, urging the federal government to abandon what he described as a failed and outdated approach to cannabis control. According to him, Nigeria should consider legislating and properly regulating cannabis while investing in research to harness its legitimate medicinal and industrial applications. He argued that such a policy would create employment, generate government revenue, and establish a new industry capable of contributing to economic development. Responding to Sowore, the NDLEA commander in Ogun State, CN Tijani Rabi, said the agency did not destroy cannabis farms arbitrarily or for the sake of destroying economically viable crops. Rather, he said, its actions were based on the laws of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, which criminalize the illicit cultivation, production, and trafficking of controlled substances. Rabi also took exception to the tone of Showore's criticism, arguing that national leadership should not be built around insults. directed at institutions and personnel performing their statutory duties. He further argued that Nigeria lacks some of the regulatory infrastructure required in safely managed illegal cannabis industry. He said legalization without adequate safeguards, including effective tracking system, prescription, monitoring, properly equipped laboratories, and the sufficient rehabilitation centers could expand rather than eliminate the black market. The thing is that these are two opinions that I believe that we should consider very seriously.
Yeah, they're very tenable.
Yes, because I understand where Shore is coming from. And I understand that we have been told that the medicinal value of cannabis is beyond the imagination of Nigeria. So if there is, as proposed, if there is a medicinal advantage to it, I think I want to stand with Shore that we've come of age, and then telling us that the Constitution can be amended. We have always been amending the Constitution. The government has what it takes to set up the laboratories that are needed. So I totally agree with Showore on this. That we need to learn to stop destroying things that would be of use to us tomorrow.
Yeah, I agree with that assertion. Of course, we know it's true. This cannabis sativa has medicinal value. It's been proven by medical and pharmaceutical experts. And you said it. You hit the nail on the head. Both have logical arguments, and they are quite. I understand the arguments from both sides of the aisle. If something is being used for for bad purposes, but yet it has good, it has some values for good purposes. What you need to do is to redirect our attention to making people, or redirect people's attention to making good use of it, rather than making bad use of it. I mean, cannabis sativa, they said, is used in making pharmaceutical products. Why don't you have factories or places where you can go and process them for those beneficial products and for the economic benefits too? So it's for the two sides to come out to say this. Although the NDLA man is saying we are not yet mature to start handling things that way. But when we will be mature?
Well, that's the question. I mean,
can we just fold our hands and say, okay, we are not yet mature to do this?
So whatever goes.
Yeah. So
no, I said,
you catch 4,600 and something kilograms of. I understand the perspective of Shore. That is economic waste. If that thing can be used to produce good drugs that will save human lives and make people contribute to good public health, let's establish those factories that will process them for the good use of the Nigerian people.
Daily, each time people try to say, "Oh, we're not ripe, we don't have this facility," I said, "What do we do with the yearly budget? What do we really do?"
Because I don't think it's actually about money.
I'm coming. These things fall under ministries. So why are they not taking time to be able to effect it and ensure that it works? Why? It's really, really annoying. It's really, really annoying that things are, the things that we should benefit from as a country, we're not benefiting from it. We just allow it to be, to be lost in the process.
Yeah.
So I feel that this is one thing Shore has said that I agree with him.
Yeah. Yeah, as we were talking, our guest just walked in, but we'll continue with the program. You're welcome to the Maritime Border Show, Chief Baz Olisa. Continuing, Akuta, NPERA to drive $1 trillion economy. $1 trillion economy, tax staff on new mandate, pledges agency harmony. The Pioneer Director General (DG) of the Nigerian Post Economic Regulatory Agency (NPERA), Dr. Akuta Pius Okeima, has charged the workforce to ditch old habits and embrace a culture of unalloyed commitment as the newly minted regulatory powerhouse takes charge of the nation's maritime gateways. Addressing a high-stakes town hall meeting at the Lagos agency's Lagos headquarters, Dr. Akuta declared that transitioning from the Nigerian Shippers Council to NPERA is not just a change of name, but a call for a radical shift in operational mindset to deliver bulletproof economic regulation across Nigerian ports. The high-level engagement marks one of the management's first major interfaces with the workforce, following President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's historic assent to the landmark NPERA Act. Hailing the legislation as a definitive milestone for Nigeria's maritime architecture, Dr. Akuta stated that the new legal framework significantly sharpens the agency's teeth to curb sabotage, optimize port efficiency, and boost Nigeria's competitive edge in global trade corridors. The NPERA Act has strengthened our regulatory powers to institute effective regulation at the ports. With this mandate, we are positioned to drive efficiency, transparency, and competitiveness in the port sector, Akuta declared. He further noted that the agency's newly expanded legal teeth will serve as a critical engine room for the federal government's grand vision of building a $1 trillion economy by establishing a highly predictable, transparent, and business-friendly maritime gateway. The NPERA helmsman expressed deep gratitude to President Tinubu for signing the bill into law, describing the act as long-awaited legal catalyst required to fully transform the agency into a robust economic regulator. Yes, we said it before. The ball is now in the court of the team at the NPERA. They have been empowered. They've been given the legal bite, the legal backing, the teeth to bite, and to do proper regulation. Yes, you aptly said it. This bill has it's like the catalyst that is required to transform the agency into a robust economic regulator. And I hope, like I said before, that they hit the ground running. The Nigerian people are watching. They are waiting. They are eager to see the NPERA do its job of regulating the maritime sector and moving it from where it is right now to the next level.
Yeah, Dilly, I can't wait for our listeners in the coming days, weeks, and months to call into the program and say, oh, well, we've seen a substantial change between the former Shippers Council and now
NPERA.
So that would mean that NPERA has come to stay and NPERA is doing the right thing. So we're looking forward to that. I think the DG of NPERA is also doing the good thing, meeting with stakeholders, informing them of change of guard and all of that. So it's a nice one. Let's hope that things will get better eventually. 329,865 kg narcotics destroyed. Adeniyi demands joint war on drug traffickers. The Controller General of the Nigerian Customs Service, Adewale Adeniyi, has called for deeper collaboration among security and law enforcement agencies to dismantle illicit drug networks and cut off criminal groups from resources used to fuel violent activities. Adeniyi made the call on Monday, August 17, 2026, in Lagos while speaking at the public destruction of 329,865 kilograms of assorted narcotic drugs and psychotropic substances valued at 301 billion by the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency. The Customs CG described the volume of narcotics destroyed as significant, noting that it underscores the scale of enforcement operations being carried out across Nigeria's seaports, airports, and land borders. He stressed that tracking drug trafficking requires a coordinated approach involving all relevant agencies, including the NDLEA, Nigeria Customs Service, Nigeria Navy, Nigeria Army, Nigeria Police, and the judiciary. And then he also highlighted the growing cooperation between the NCS, Nigeria Customs Service, and the NDLEA, particularly following the signing of a memorandum of understanding on intelligence and information sharing, joint operations and investigations. According to him, the partnership is already producing positive results and will strengthen efforts to identify, prosecute, and convict those involved in the illicit drug business. What else can we say? You know, we've spoken time and time over and over again on the side effects of these hard drugs, these expired medicaments that are being shipped into the country. And we seem to be doing one step forward, 5 steps backwards. But I'm happy that the Nigerian Customs too has taken the bull by the horn in being to say, look, NDLA, we can work together. We can share data, we can share information. The primary aim of the two organizations is to say, look, if you're doing these drugs, don't bring them to Nigeria. Because you end up damaging the Nigerian youths. The yet unborn, you damage them even in their mother's womb. You know, so that is why I've always said my own position is full capital punishment for anybody caught with drugs.
Yeah, we commend the Nigerian Customs Service and the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency for the collaboration and synergy always applied in trying to apprehend some of these things, harmful items that are important to the country, especially drugs. And it's becoming a daily occurrence where things like this are being seized, regularly across the nation, be it at the seaports, the airports, the border posts, along the creeks, everywhere. It's Nigeria is gradually becoming a dumping ground for drugs, and thank goodness that these ones, this huge amount of drugs are being discovered and then destroyed. But the question is also there: what about those ones that manage to escape into the hands of people who use them? Because of course we see a whole lot of young people out there, vegetating all over. After taking this drug, they stand up sleeping, sitting in sort of a grotesque manner, jonesing, like we say in this environment. It's terrible. It's a terrible thing. Well, I keep commending the Nigerian Customs Service and the NDLA for the collaboration and the destruction of these drugs when after packaging them and processing them. Chief, you're welcome to the program.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, we learned you were also held up in the range. I hope you're not
Terrible. The traffic is very terrible, especially onward of in access.
Okay, what do you think about this item that we just said to look at?
Yes, the truth of the matter is that Nigerian customs are doing their best. They are doing their very best. The NDLA are trying to. But there are certain things that are left undone. Certain things that are left undone, especially where it has to do with examination of imported items into the country. There's no amount of profiteering or moving forward that will make the nation to abandon examination of consignments coming into the country and leaving the country. Because right now, the only reason why at every nook and cranny, every street, there's a black spot on every street in Nigeria, especially places like Ajegunle in Lagos and Okata Festac In fact, there are a hood, over the hood has been taken over by drug addicts and all that. And you say customs are trying, but then they have to do more. Especially, no consignment should come into the country through the border post, through any entry port or seaport without examination, because these people can conceal drug even in tires, inside inflated tires of vehicles. I think they should involve animal power, that's dogs, sniffer dogs, and all that, to help eliminate the surge is too much, and we are losing our nation to a youth that have been, destroyed by drugs.
And these are supposed to be the future of the country.
Exactly.
Yeah, well,
So it is terrible. It is just terrible.
We commend the actions of the
Yes.
various agencies, and we also ask that they put in more effort to get rid of these illegitimate items that are affecting the populace, the public health. Well, moving on. Maritime Police engages IMAN on port operations, reaffirms commitment to professional, accountable policing. The Maritime Police Command, under the leadership of AIG Okunade Ronke Nurat, said it remains committed to strengthening its relationship with stakeholders across maritime sector and delivering professional, accountable, intelligence-led, and people-oriented policing in support of national security and economic prosperity. AIG Okunade Ronke Nurat gave the assurance when she received a delegation of Importers Association of Nigeria, IMAN, Southwest Zone, led by its chairman, Mr. Joseph Ajoku, during a meeting at the Maritime Police Command Force Headquarters Annex, Lagos. According to a statement signed by the Command's Police Public Relations Officer, ASP Adibayo Rashid Adeshayo, the meeting provided an opportunity for both parties to discuss issues surrounding port operations, security, and the need for stronger collaboration between the Maritime Police and stakeholders in the maritime sector. The AIG assured the delegation that accountability, professionalism, and respect for due process remain fundamental principles guiding the command's operations. She noted that the command was willing to continuously review its operational processes, strengthen internal accountability mechanisms, and address legitimate concerns raised by stakeholders through appropriate channels. Yes. A lot of time callers call in to talk about some of the activities of the maritime police that are not, very good in terms of maybe not, not very legitimate, like they will put it. But of course, we know that the Nigerian police has a right to, at all levels, has a right to examine issues, stop people to, if they suspect that there are certain illegal activities going on, and then search certain containers, cargoes that is suspect of having some contraband inside of those cargoes. But the complaint has always been that when they stop to examine these cargoes, as soon as money changes hands, those complaints suddenly disappear. And it's good that the Importers Association of Nigeria, the representatives, are meeting with the Nigerian police, the maritime police force, in order to sort of iron out great areas and seek ways of really collaborating and making the operations easier, and so that we won't have this constant friction that goes on all the time between the two entities.
Yeah, I'm telling you, when I saw this news, I actually took it up. I said, okay, people would understand that maritime police, they're not ghosts. That they have a structure, But you see, my problem with this news and the problem with the visitation sometimes is that those who visit these people don't tell them the truth.
Mm.
I was expecting to hear where
The complaints.
exactly even if it's not from them, where um, um, complaints by outsiders would be talked about. But the people who went to visit the AIG, they didn't even mention that. So you keep asking, why do we have organizations? And then, organizations that claim to represent people, professionals, but when it comes to asking that question that will shake everywhere, nobody will ask it.
There's an African adage I was saying that says, if two brothers go into a closed door meeting and they come out smiling, they've not told themselves the truth. But if they come out of that meeting with each person frowning and then looking angry, means that some sore spots have been touched. They've told themselves the truth. So
I think it's neither here nor there. Yes.
No, but you just said something towards that effect.
No,
like that,
you cannot take. No, all I said is that people who go to meet do not say the truth. I didn't say they come out smiling.
No, actually, the reason is not far-fetched. Oftentimes, leaderships and membership of organizations that represent an interest are not actually operators in those industries.
Okay.
They are not feeling the pinch or the stress the people that are complaining are talking about. If you talk about a chairman of an organization that visited the commissioner of police, does that chairman of our organization, does he import goods? Does he have consignment that he brings into the country? Or does he have activities that bring him to the nuisance value of the maritime police or bring him into the challenges in the port? If he has or he hasn't, it will make a lot of difference when he visits such a person. Because it is when you have a problem that you can present the problem. Yeah. But if you are just going to take tea with the
tea party,
AIG, I mean, there's nothing wrong with having a tea party with the AIG. But in my own side, the maritime police are lacking in so many ways. They are not doing their jobs as is required by the law. Especially last week, somebody confronted me with the fact that his container was blocked by shipping line. And when he arrived there, they said it's custom police, maritime police that blocked it. I said, what happened? He said he was asked to make a statement. And there was other things that happened and I may not be able to talk here. And it took him 2 days to resolve the problem, which is 2 days of demurrage. So these are the things that we need to really understand, so that if there's reason for the maritime police to block a container or any goods for that matter in the shipping line or terminal, they should come to the port and follow the rudiment of the examination, so that once and for all, the clearing agent or the importer will have his goods examined and released. So
let me ask you, you are an operator within the industry. Are they involved in the examination process?
Police are involved.
The maritime police?
They are involved.
No, the police are involved, but I don't know if those policemen that are involved are from maritime.
Usually.
Hold on, because you don't know what happens. In Tinkham, for example, there's a police station that is Tinkham Police.
Not the maritime police?
Yes, and there's another section that is maritime police. Okay. I hope you understand me, in the ports. So I don't know if they participate, but if they participate, why stopping a container? They should examine it. After examining with other officers, they write their report. And then this matter is settled.
Maybe
listen, we should stop playing games in this country. The country is in their need of change of attitude.
We'll come back to that. Let us finish our news.
Can we pay the bill?
today's fast-paced world, the movement of goods drives the movement of business. At AZ Logistics, we go beyond transportation. We deliver trust, efficiency, and reliability. We connect businesses across borders, whether by land, sea, or air. Our network ensures your cargo arrives on time. At AZ Logistics, be rest assured that we are your reliable supply chain partners, providing quality services with cutting-edge technology by a dedicated team of experts. Join us today for services such as shipping and logistics, customs clearance, air and sea freight services, import and export, door-to-door services, offshore logistics services, break bulk cargo clearing, delivery of consignment, import and export documentation. Our office is at 16 Amore Street, off Toyin Street, Ikeja, Lagos, or call 080-238-77441 or 070-324-62672. AZ Logistics, moving your world, powering your success.
All right, welcome. We just had to go and pay a bill. This program needs sponsorship, and so we ask you to consider sponsoring us, so that we can every Sunday between 12:30 and 2:30 be bringing you fresh news regarding the Nigerian maritime sector. This is VOP 90.3 FM. My name is Prince Chilaka, and I'm with
Daily Utomi. Of course, we have a guest at the studio today, Shibazi Onlisa.
Yeah,
Continue.
Chief, welcome, sir.
Thank you very much, sir.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let us get to. We'll come back to where you were, but let us look at NPERA. I know before now you have always been, you've always joined us to say, look, the bill setting up, giving powers and teeth to the former Nigerian Shippers Council should be approved. Now, the bill has been passed into law, and not only has it been passed into law, passing it into law, the bill has given birth to a new agency. And the new agency is now known as NPERA, so, and its name is clear. Nigerian Ports Economic Regulatory Agency. So a new agency has been born, has been given birth to, and the agency has now changed from the title of the chief executive has moved from being the chief executive secretary now to a DG, which confirms that it is an agency of government, and that means that it is now a legal entity that has the backing of government to carry out its functions as regulator within the sector. How do you react to this?
Well, I pray that they take up the new mandate given to them, making them a legal entity, giving them all the powers to both back and bite. And I hope that they will collaborate with industry stakeholders to discover the issues within the port so that they can be able to tackle them holistically. I'm very happy to hear that they have been given these powers. So there will be no excuse again, because in those days, if you go, I have some problem for them to solve, they will tell you their limitations. Now, there is no limit. They can even prosecute. Are you getting what I'm saying? They have powers now to prosecute illegal operations. Like shipping companies that are stealing from us, they are allowed to take 25% of the cost of auction, but they are taking 150%. Terminal are doing the same. And if you ask the police to charge them to court, they will be playing games. Because if you steal, what happens when you steal, you should be taken to court. And we have cases whereby we have asked police, take this shipping line, take these terminal operators to court to show cause, to show the reason why they are deviating from the proper charges and charging something else. But it appears that the hand of Esau is always where the thing spoils and gets to the bad stories. Are you getting me? So now, I am very, very glad, very, very happy that the shipping line. The Nigerian Shippers Council has been given a new authority, new strength, even given another name.
It has metamorphosized to NPERA.
Yes, and have been given new identity also, and have been strengthened to perform its function. I would love them to call stakeholders to a meeting, and we can discuss way forward.
I think they have started
because
already.
Too many waters are passing under the bridge in the maritime.
They have started. They have started holding meetings with stakeholders.
They did not throw invitation to us.
Okay, my question is this: the old problem of interagency squabbles and rivalry. You think that right now the thing will be put to rest, or you think it still see subsisting to some certain level?
You cannot say anything on that note yet. You say that they are inviting stakeholders for talks.
Yeah.
I'm the president of Association of Nigerian Custom Brokers. You know the meaning of custom brokerage. And also the president of National Compliance Joint Thousands of Licensed Clearing Agents. They have not invited us. There's no letter to that effect. There's no email or whatever to that invitation. So if they are still doing divide and rule, trying to quiet the vocal minorities and then the yes men invited for talks, we continue to operate within the same fare. I hope you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So that is it.
Yeah, but I don't think, I think with the way the chairman of the
board
has spoken and the way the DJ is speaking, I don't think there's going to be room for favoritism or, sidelining some people and dealing with some people. Because the whole thing is for them to deal with everyone. They're supposed to protect everyone. They're supposed to listen to everyone. They're supposed to resolve issues for everyone. So I think that NPERA is going to do better. Like we said, it's change of name, not change of guard. So we're hoping that now that they've been transformed, maybe, just maybe.
I think sidelining some people is a Nigerian issue. There's nothing you can do about it. Sidelining some people and working with others is a Nigerian issue. There's nothing you can do about it. But if they decide to change, we will see a lot of changes, because any organization that is ready to listen in the port, that organization will make progress. But any organization that is willing to part with brown envelopes can never go anywhere.
Okay, on the part of the shipping companies and terminal operators, what do you think they will not be whipped into line, or do you think they are going to go back and sharpen their knives and cutlasses in order to wage a bigger war against, I'm speaking now, asking from your point of view. You keep saying that they keep exploiting you guys, the stakeholders.
Yes,
you think that they are going to conform to this new sheriff in times ways of performing or operating, or that you think they are going to go back and strategize on how to battle? That's the shipping companies and
in a 90 minutes match. You cannot give analysis of that match within the first 5 minutes. They are just starting up. When we come back again in 30 days, we'll be able to talk more on what they have done so far and what they are willing to do, or whether they are really having good intention, or it's just grab. That is the nature of some government officials in Nigeria. We know DGs. There are DGs. To name somebody DG in Nigeria is not a big deal. I have seen DGs of fake agencies and all that. So I'm not scared with the new name or new nomenclature. But my worries is that will they change the story? Because today, a lot of criminal activities is going on in the port. Number one of those criminal activities is a terminal, a bonded terminal, to go and take somebody's container at the port without his knowledge, and then place charges on those containers. Even when he has paid both shipping and terminal charges, they will still take you to their bonded terminal and charge you 1 million plus. Are you getting what I'm saying? So, I mean, this is a crime scene going on in the country. We cannot even talk about it for, if we start talking about what is going on in the port for the next 1 year, we cannot finish it.
Yeah, that's why I asked that question, because you made reference to your analogy with football about not
Just 5 minutes into the match.
Yes. And of course, we also know that like in football, your opponent determines probably how the match is going to end, as in how the match is going to go.
No,
if your opponent decides that for the next 90 minutes it's just going to sit back and be defended,
your opponent in a football match, let me tell you psychologically, the opponent has got nothing to do with what you will do in the 90 minutes.
It has.
No, it doesn't. Your opponent has to deal with what you are bringing to the field.
Yes, now.
You have to go with that mindset.
And so whichever strategy...
Let us put it in this matter of this organization. This very organization you see that has been formed, the federal government has a good intention for now giving them more powers. But everything depends on them to use that more powers executively, to use it sincerely, to use it to improve the business in the port. Are you getting me? But if they come to just join hands with other collaborators and conspirators and model of things, it doesn't really make sense. So that's what I'm saying. They have failed already. If you ask me, for saying that they have invited stakeholders for talks, and I didn't see any invitation from them. And we know ourselves. Nigerian Shippers Council and us, we know ourselves. We're on daily relationship with them. So if they have gone to NPERA or whatever you call it, they should also invite us for talks so that we will be giving them clues on what is going on, and then they will tell us what their plan is to address those problems.
Yeah, what if they are inviting people in batches?
In batches.
And probably they have not.
They should not invite people in batches. They should call for a town hall.
I'm not holding brief for them, but
they should call for a town hall meeting where everybody will sit down and talk your talk, make your presentation, submit your report on what is going on, and they too should set a panel to investigate the port. Because, like I said, a lot of things are going on, and they are now being saddled with the responsibility to solve some of the problems. You understand me? They should not be setting the problem in isolation. Or maybe they call for a meeting and they share tea, everybody drink tea and disappear. They say they are moving forward. So that's it.
You know, what are the low-hanging fruits that you think they should pluck? The areas that you think they should tackle immediately, that are the most urgent areas that they should need to...
The overtaxation in the port. The shipping lines are charging people demurrage for consignment that is not in their terminal.
They are charging
demurrage for goods that are not in their terminal.
How is that possible?
Ask me. It is the custodians of the goods, which is the terminal, the terminal operators, that have the right to charge for demurrage. The shipping company are charging demurrage. That is stealing number one they have to tackle.
You have any evidence to buttress this point?
I have evidence upon evidence. Evidences. Shipping company collect about in a month they can collect up to 3 million from one container as demurrage.
How does that happen?
Container is not in shipping company's terminal. It's in the terminal operator's yard. That is what is going on. If you go and collect debit note from shipping company now for a container that came last month, you'll be paying up to 3 million naira on demurrage, apart from the container deposit.
And what have you guys been doing about that?
Because
most times the former Nigerian Shippers Council now, the NPERA now, they tell us that they deal with the complaints that people bring.
Which is what they say. They deal that. It looks as if complaints don't come.
Yes.
Okay.
People just complain behind the scenes.
There's a complaint that we made 4 months ago to Shippers Council.
Formal complaints.
Up till now, the complaint has not been resolved. 4 months ago. 4 months ago is April, Abi.
around that time.
April, May. So, my brother, listen, Nigerian people are actually tired. They have been defeated. You know, defeated people, what is the sign of defeat? If you are being slapped and you are keeping quiet, it's because you are being slapped and you complain and nothing was done to resolve the slapping. So the Nigerian people have already surrendered to the whims and caprices of these shipping lines. And most of the shipping lines, they say that is owned by retired general, retired president, retired this and that, with so much powers that nobody can complain. So the few of us complaining themselves, they believe that you are sick in the head to be complaining about that we are sick in the head to be complaining about the problem. Are you getting me? That we shouldn't be complaining about the problem because there's no solution. So that is it.
Okay, I asked you a pointer question about the areas that you want them to, deal with. I was also thinking that part of those things that they should take care of immediately is this issue of, so much empty containers stacked within the port. Don't you
Yes,
think that is becoming embarrassing? That
they made Nigeria a dumping ground for empty containers. Now, empty containers at our ports are struggling for space with containers that are laden with goods.
Yeah.
They don't remove the containers to take it to the country where they brought it. They keep on bringing more containers with goods.
Well, we believe that with this rename, rebirth, repentant, so to say.
Name, yes.
Yes, I'm sure
something better can happen. But
Right.
I start shouting from the one that they should seek the comment or the contributions of people that feel the impact. Most of the leadership of associations, they don't even know where the port is. I can assure you that. I don't want to mention names, but if you want, I will give you names of leadership of some organization that don't even know the location of the port.
Then why are they leading those organizations?
That's why they form those organizations to use it as a means of survival. They go to the people and negotiate settlement with them and put money in their pocket without any improvement in the activities in the port.
Hold your breath, sir. This is VOP 90.3 FM. It's the Maritime and Border Show. It's time for us to open up our phone lines. As you know, this program is interactive. Both of us will talk. Our guests will talk. You, our listeners,
listener.
too, you will talk. You know, there's a colleague of ours who says, all we know how to do is how to talk. Yes, we say, yes, that's
our job.
That's our job, you know. So our lines are open, 0700 903 903 903.
You can also WhatsApp us or call us on 0817 175 6338.
0803 692 9933. You know, so our lines are open. Like, we want you to join in the conversation as we continue.
Call is coming in.
Hello. I lost it. You know. So as we continue. Now, Mr. Olisa.
Yes.
Nebolisa.
Yes.
Let us look at this issue of, I'm sure maybe you've heard about the disagreement between the AAC presidential candidate, which is Showore, and NDLEA over the
They
burning of
destroyed 4,600 and something kilograms of cocaine. Of cannabis sativa farm.
No, cannabis. That's really sativa. They've never turned it into sativa. Cannabis.
Cannabis farm, yeah.
Showore's position is that we should be able to use this thing for medicinal purposes. NDLEA is saying that Nigeria is not ready. Where do you stand?
I was listening to it in my car on my way. I was listening to the story on my way. In fact, it's a very, very interesting story. As a matter of fact, it is irresponsible for the Nigerian government to approve the destruction of Indian hemp. That is the local name. You can call it sativa or saliva, but the local name is Indian hemp or Igbo. It is very, very...
Hold on, sir. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Your name and where you're calling from, please.
Yeah, Martins from Ago.
All right, Martins, please go ahead.
Renchila Kandeli.
Yeah, good afternoon to you.
I salute you.
Salute you.
I called immediately to also talk on or comment on the issue of this empty container thing. You know, I listen to your program almost every Sunday, and I know that the discussion has always become a real occurrence decimal, and the answers most of the guests are giving does not even satisfy our curiosity on how to deal with the container issue. And now I begin to ask myself, is it that there are no government agencies that are directly in charge to rectifying this menace, as I might call it? Look at what your current guest is talking about, that the empty container are now contesting space with containers that have goods. And is Nigeria becoming, I don't know the name I will call it on radio now, they'll say it's not radio friendly. How is this thing supposed to be like this? That something like that will be happening, that empty container will be contesting with normal containers. That is one. Two, is there no way, if there are, I don't know the process of getting disposing empty container or what charges will accrue to somebody who did not dispose his own, why not we begin to turn it to a melting point where they cannot melt in them if there is no way they can now arrange how to put it? Or is there no way we can make it useful to the nation if there is no place to take it to? I will also relate it with what is your question you currently asking now, the issue of Indian hemp, that Showere and the people are announcing, why do you point them, why do you destroy them? Why is Nigeria always in the process of destroying things, even things that can be converted to be useful or generate money one way or the other? Even though they seize it, yes, it's illegal. Are there no way we can turn it around to benefit Nigeria? Why is our nation leaders or rulers, I don't even call it them leaders, why are they always in this manner? Why do they behave like this? Wasting things that will boost the economy, that will help the humanity.
Sir,
They
please,
don't have
you need to
solution
round
to
up,
issues.
sir.
Why
You need
is
to
it
round
like
up.
this?
Okay. Thank you.
Hello?
Thank you, Martin. Let our guest react to it. Did you, Chief?
Yes, I heard him. The truth of the matter is that what many Nigerians don't know is that empty containers are a source of pollution, a serious source of contamination of the atmosphere, destruction of the human health and all that. And it is cheaper to leave it in Nigeria, because Nigeria is a country of particular concern, where people don't care about the rule of law, the international nobody knows that. It's just, you cannot be dumping cars yourself in United States, dumping cars on the road. Talk less of containers. You don't have the problem of destroying that container abroad or keeping it or warehousing it or doing anything to it is more than 10%, more than 200% to what is the cost of keeping it somewhere in Nigeria. That's why they are doing it. It is the most serious irresponsibility of government to continue to allow this to continue. Government should set up a task force to make sure that if these containers are not removed out of the country, they should be turned to industrial goods or melted to use to service our industries or used to do other things which they can be deployed into. It is dangerous to leave empty containers in the port.
Sadly.
I'm telling you.
So please, Chief, finish your thoughts on the issue of the cannabis that was there.
The cannabis issue is that I don't know the word I'll use. You say I'm insulting government. Why should a government or a people or an organization destroy money? It's just like taking dollars and be burning it and say it's an illicit dollar, that it was stolen by Diazani or it's stolen by Peter and Paul. Therefore, we are going to destroy it. Or there are some imported goods that are contraband that they still destroy. It is most unbelievable that we are doing this to ourselves. They should have an organization that will be able to handle this cannabis, because they are selling it to government official pharmaceutical industries in other fairs, other countries, and it is something of a high premium. You understand me? Some of the drugs you use in Nigeria, there are some bottles of it in it, painkillers and all that. Yeah. So why should you be destroying money? What are you showing? And this destruction is a lie. Oftentimes, it's alleged that if they are destroying 100 million worth of such items, that they have taken out 50 million worth. Are you getting what I'm saying? This allegation might not be true, but it can be true. Do you understand me?
Hold your thoughts, sir. Hello, good afternoon. Hello? Yes, this is VOP 90.3 FM, the Maritime and Border Show. Your name and where you're calling from, sir? Okay, go ahead, sir. Yes, go ahead, sir. No, this
maritime program. Please, you have 1 minute to air your views, please.
This is the maritime show, sir. All right, thank you. Have a nice day, sir. All right, you can go ahead, sir.
So, like I was saying, they should by now, since they have discovered that some people are still getting out of their ways to continue to produce this thing, they should put it in a way that they should be buying this thing from them officially and be processing it and exporting it to make money for the country, instead of borrowing money every day. We have money everywhere. We are destroying it.
But the funny thing is also that it's still the same cannabis that is turned into loud when it is processed, and probably
I'm brought back to Nigeria.
Yeah, I'm not holding brief for them. It's still the same cannabis when it is processed into Ghanaian or Canadian loud, which makes it more potent. And when it is taken by people, probably that's the reason why the NDLEA goes around destroying the fresh thing that is grown in the. In fact, at the farm level, they destroy them.
In that one too, that your position, there's no wisdom in it. If it is what is used to produce loud in Brazil and bring to Nigeria, where are NDLA when they are bringing the loud into the country?
Hello, good afternoon. Your name and
where are they? From? Are they looking for soft landing only?
All right, go ahead, sir.
Yeah, okay. I'm talking about on the port. Every time they are promising us, they are going to do it. They are going to do it. Yet, we don't hear anything. If they want to do something, the government will promise people to do something. Then they do action. Then they start it. So that people will see that, yes, they started it. Another one is the Nigerian cement industry. Like the cement is too cost for Nigeria. And we have many cement in the east. When they open all those things, Nigeria will have it. Now they promise. Nothing yet. Nothing sure. That was the plan. Thank you.
All right, thank you, sir.
I want to say something about that on the port. Can I?
It's not. No. We didn't specify on the port. What we are saying is that the federal government is saying
the
eastern ports
are going to be given
attention so that they can continue to decongest Apapa and Tinkan. So go ahead, sir.
If the federal government said it, they are not sincere about it. Federal government has been lying about this Eastern Port for too long, that I have to tell them to their face that the only reason why the Eastern Port are not functional is because of tribalism and nepotism. Let them come out of their shelf. The nations like America that everybody is proud of today is not living on tribalism and religious differences. Let them allow every section of the country to develop, to grow, to make impact to their people, and end up poverty. They will come anytime there's politics, there's election, there's what, they will come and start making nonsensical promises. For how many years now? The Eastern Port, for how many years now? Calabar Port is non-functional at all. Warri Port is only carrying just one item. That is, I think, petroleum product or whatever. Or One Port is just managing to survive. And Port Harcourt area 1. Yes, they are all managing to survive. While the whole activities is in Lagos because of selfish interest.
What are they?
It is disturbing and disgraceful that we are living in this way in this century. They should allow all areas to develop accordingly so that the Nigerian people will be productive around about, so that the productivity of Onitsha will impact the productivity of Lagos. That of Lagos will impact that of Sokoto. That of Sokoto will impact that of Kaduna, and so on and so forth, so that the nation will continue to move forward. Today, poverty level is being increased by a basculation of productivity by various governments in the eastern Nigeria. So that's the story.
Hello, good afternoon. Your name and where you're calling from, please.
Good afternoon.
Afternoon,
This
sir.
is Mr. David.
Okay.
Yeah. Your guest there, please, I don't know his name.
His name is Chibaso Only, sir.
Okay. Chief, good afternoon, sir.
Afternoon, my brother.
You got it right because you are in the middle of this matter. Both about the container, the seaport delay, and other personalities. You got it right. Because maybe they are respecting you. If not like that, those people, sorry, they will tell you this is not what this is not what they are discussing. They will tell you this is not what we are discussing, like you just mentioned on the support. They say no, we are not specific about on the support. We are after other ports. Thank you. You got it right. Purposely, they will delay the container to make sure that the Eastern do more rich, so that they can make money. Look at, we are about August now. August is ending. The customer said that this is the money they have made. They have exceeded deposits for the year. Who feels the brunt? Me, I'm a businessman. If you want the container to stay there, let it stay there. Any money you add, I will add to my business. Let Nigeria feel it. They purposely did that so that the people in the East will suffer any other round. No land for the other time we were discussing. Somebody said only work is working. I said that place is not working. Some of them are just in office. They make calls. Like you now. It's like you are on ground. You are saying exactly what is going on. Let me stop there. Thank you. God bless you.
All right,
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Let me just, hold on. Let me make a clarification. And I think it's proper we make this clarification for our teaming listeners. The news item says that the federal government is looking closely at working and opening up the
Eastern ports.
It didn't say, when you talk of eastern ports, it's about the ports within the southeast and south.
Exactly.
So that's why I said
it's not on Onitsha alone.
That's why I said we are not picking on Onitsha alone.
Yes,
because we are saying the eastern ports. Every one of us, we want to see Nigeria bubbling.
Yeah.
We want to see a situation
All
where
the ports being viable.
not
Make
only
them
ports,
work.
rail network, good road network. This is what Nigerians desire for. So it's not like saying, oh, I don't think it is proper for anybody to say, oh, because the ports are in the east or in Igbo land. No. The eastern ports are, how many of them do we even have in the southeast?
It's just the one they're trying to develop the Onitsha.
That's just the
Does that one.
So,
The other one is in the south.
hello, good afternoon. Your name and where you're calling from?
Good afternoon. Yes, this is Martin Sandberg from Ago. Yeah, Mr. Billy.
Yeah. Good afternoon to you.
Can you hear me very clearly?
Yes, sure. Loud and clear.
Yeah, why I called back is because of this Eastern Port federal government making an announcement that is not, it's something you can hold on to for anything. But I called back because one of the program days, I think Chilaka was not on board.
2 weeks
You
ago.
brought a man who came here who was defending the action of federal government over the seaports that are not functional in the east or in the south. Was saying that it was our businessmen that we are not ready to, to work in unity with government, citing the one at Egbe, citing the one that they were opening up at Ogun State and all that, citing the Dangote own at Badagry, that our businessmen are the ones that are not coming out to partner with the federal government, which I was arguing with him and was asking him. He was just defending it. I don't understand. What are we getting? Who we put things correct? Because when we listen to programs like this, we want to hear things from their correct perspectives and get the right news. That man that day was, for me, trying to mislead people. Even saying with authority, I can't remember his name, but you will remember the man I'm talking about.
Okay, can I make clarification on that?
Hello?
Yeah, can I say something about that? I remember vividly. Well, it was just about 2 weeks ago. Yeah. Okay. Give me the chance to talk about it. Yeah, the clarification the man was trying to make is this: that there are certain factors that determine where goods go to, or where it's the importer that determines where he wants his good to land and where he wants to sell it, depending on the market, depending on where it is needed. And that because the man is also a freight forwarder, he's also a licensed customs agent, and he's also involved to some extent into shipping. And he said that the on-air port, although we know that the on-air port is mainly handling things that has to do with oil and gas, the equipment that they use and all that, that's what they are mainly handling there. He said the on-air port, that because he also clears goods there, and he ships in good from that area too. But it is working to some extent. That it is the people who import these things that determine where they go. He was not defending the government in any way. He was just saying that on airport was that he just recently cleared goods there. The thing we should all talk about is, if the on airport is supposed to operate at 100%, at what percentage is it operating right now? I think that's what the concern is all about by everybody that is involved. And that secondly, you know that the most ports in Nigeria are river ports. By river ports, I mean that their draft is very, very shallow. They are just minus 5 meters deep. There's a port, and you cannot have these super container carriers coming to those places, like the biggest ships in the world, bringing things there. The only place where they can come is the Lekki deep sea port, because it's a deep sea port that has a draft of about minus 16 meters. The others are shallow. Even the Apapa and Tenkan ports are shallow river ports. So what he was also suggesting is that the businessmen and the state governments within the littoral state should team up together, just like the federal government, the Lagos state government, and other business partners and foreigners teamed up to build the Lekki port, which cost about $1.5 billion. They should also team up to develop the Ibom deep sea port, a deep sea port in Warri, a deep sea port in Port Harcourt, a deep sea port in Bayelsa, and all other littoral states. So it wasn't actually, it's not a government person, it's a private person. But he was just suggesting what could be done to improve the eastern ports. of course, we know that Dangote it has a plan in the pipeline to build a port around Badagry. And, of course, the one there, they are also talking about building somewhere to localize it, Ondo State. So he's suggesting that the state governments and the private people should put hands together, pool in resources together, and build deep sea ports in those areas.
Really, you mentioned something of interest. You talked about the Akwa Ibom deep sea port.
Yeah.
And I think we need to ask the governor, because I recall very well when the governor was decamping.
Porting from PDP to AP.
Yes, he said that two things. He said he wants to get close to the center. And that the president had promised him
that the deep sea port will become a reality.
I mean, this is how many months down the line?
Not months. It's about almost 2 years now down the line.
So nobody's talking about it.
You just talked about it.
No, I'm saying...
Well, we'll keep talking about it.
Yes, I mean, other than us, I don't know why, he should be... This is where the people of Akwa Ibom should hold him accountable. Your Excellency, what is happening to the Ibom Deep Sea Port? What is happening to it?
Can I read this message?
Yeah, go ahead.
Although it has a little to do with you. He says, Ogachilaka, what's happening since you came back from the village? Your voice hasn't been the same. Hope all is well. God be with us all.
I didn't go to the village.
He went to Calabar, no village.
That makes it worse.
He went to over-enjoy himself.
I think there's another message. You want to take it?
Okay. Okay. It says, good afternoon, gentlemen in the studio. To be candid with you people, the country called Nigeria have enough laws to make this country move forward, but implementation is our biggest problems. Every sector, including the federal government, has failed in obeying the law. Some people in Nigeria are bigger than the entire nation. Until we change our attitudes and mindset before we can make it as a nation. So Mr. Shore is 100% correct of what he said. This is Mayor from Ikoto-Igbe. He's saying that Shore is right.
No, but I mean, if we need to remove sentiment, we need to remove politics, we need to be factual with what he's saying. I totally agree with him. I stand with him on that, even though I don't really, me and Shore, we know they agree on some issues. But this one,
when it comes to politics,
yes, no, this one I agree. We need to begin to look beyond our own environment.
Yeah. More deeply into things and not look at the surface, be shallow about it.
And we also need to begin to ask questions. If other countries are benefiting from, the medicinal part, the medicinal side of cannabis, why are we not? I mean, see, this is where I have a problem. We're producing oil. Our refineries are not working.
Okay, yeah. Paradox.
We're producing Indian hemp. We can't use it for medicine.
For drugs. There are many people there.
So we just keep burning bushes and arresting people saying they're cultivating. Like he said, it was, like our guest said, what has happened to cooperatives? Why not turn this farmers into a cooperative where they sell only to government?
You may not know it. Do you know that many years ago, we brought in some people from Ukraine, 3,000 to be specific, 3,000, they are the highest manufacturers of military gears, military clothing, protective gadgets and all that. They came into the country, they were looking for about 3,000 hectares of land where they will employ 200,000 Nigerians and build other cooperative. People will cultivate cotton. Okay. And they will supply the seedlings. They will cultivate the cotton. They have seedlings that they can produce 3 times a year.
Okay.
They will supply them. They will produce. They will supply. They will pay them. Then they too, they will be producing their own and tying it and packaging it and exporting. They don't even want to sell in Nigeria. And they had at the first instance, they said they will employ 200,000 Nigerians between Bauchi, Gombe, and Adamawa, where they got the land where we did tests for them, and they saw the land that it potentially produce cotton, their own variety of cotton 3 times a year.
Okay.
Are you getting me? So what happens? the argument started that we have to buy Babanriga and give some commissioners. We have to buy this and do so, this and that. You know, Ukraine is a communist nation.
Yeah.
That kind of thing they don't understand. We said we are coming to your country to develop your business, to improve the life of about 200 to 300,000 people within 10 years. And you are telling us
people
to
couldn't
bring
see
money.
beyond their noses.
And you're telling us to bring money. They said, okay, we are giving you people 5% equity, the commissioners. Let them take the 5% equity. They refuse. They say they need money or they need those gifts item. And that's how we stayed in Gombe for 1 month. And they had, they returned in 1 week. And then we still stood there trying to beg them to change their mind. And this is how the business went down.
And this is how poverty continues to grow in the country.
This is the story of Esau. You know Esau in the Bible? Esau was the person that saw a pot of porridge and despised his position as the first child. We are always in a hurry. We don't want to sacrifice anything to get it better. Nigerians are ready to share 10,000 naira at polling booth to vote for a criminal than to vote for a responsible person and drink garri at home, so that the things will change within 1 week or 2 weeks or 1 month or 1 year. That is the problem. It's not about policy. It is about a people always wanting to take shortcut. This is who we are.
Well,
it's a mindset thing.
Sorry, Chief. You say it's about the people always wanting to take shortcut. That hits a nerve. So if you look at the people and you look at the government, where do you draw the line?
The government is there, are the people promoting the Esauism.
So the government is the architect?
Yes.
Okay. No, I just wanted to clear that so that...
that is it.
Because each time we keep blaming the people.
Let us talk about our sports a little bit. Look at what our sportsmen and women are doing. Look at small nations coming up to destroy our teams. That means that they have better plans. They work for it.
Hello, good afternoon.
And success doesn't happen by accident.
It doesn't happen by accident.
Hello, good
Hello,
afternoon.
good afternoon. Hello, good afternoon, Prince Chilaga.
Good afternoon, sir. Your name and where you're calling from,
Yeah.
sir?
Yeah, Martins, I'm back from Ago.
Okay.
You have 1 minute, Mr. Martin.
Oh, hold on, Billy. You know, I didn't want to come, their statement about that man, that was not exactly what the man said that day, but I don't want to go about that. He was indicting the Igbo businessman, but let's keep that one away. Chief, you said that is the people that is the cause of maladministration in Nigeria. No, I disagree with you over this one. I love what you said before. Government are to be
I did not say that. I did not say that too.
Because it's the government that makes the rule. I want to give you a clear picture. Other nations, other crimes that are working, it's not because their people are saints, but it's because of the policies of the government that make things happen. How can you, individual, private people, bring us such an investment and government filtered it away because of corruption? It had nothing to do with the people. It is about those that are in charge, people put in charge. And it is high time we begin to find a way to eliminate such people from coming up there. That is the only way the nation can grow. Thank you.
Thank you very
Please
much.
make clarification on that.
I did not say that the people are involved in the way
Maladministration.
Nigerian problem is. I said that because they have been beaten and destroyed physically and mentally by the government, they are willy-nilly also contributing to bad leadership by promoting it.
Hello.
For example, people that collect money.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Afternoon, your name and where you're calling from, please.
This is Mayor calling from Kotiwe.
All right, go ahead, Mayor.
You see, those three ports in the southeast and south is highly political. I will tell you one thing. It was during Goodluck that time they gave us only international airport, which is Enugu State. No southeast have international airport except Enugu, and was given to us by Goodluck. The Imo airport that was built today was built by individuals money, not state, not government, not federal government. Okay? Now, Goodluck promised Nigerians that if he come back second time, he will go see port. They ganked
I like the way people really get emotional when we talk about eastern seaports, and when we talk about the maritime industry. A lot of people really get emotional. People get emotional when it comes to clearing their goods. People get emotional when it comes to NDLEA arresting drug traffickers and gun runners. So there's a lot at stake, a lot, and it is good, because when people express these emotions, it simply means that these are people who have the interest of this country at heart, and we appeal to Nigerians of all walks of life. Nigeria should come first, and I think that is the only way we can actually aspire to be at the par of other nations. Nations that have thrived, they've taken some bold steps. And I had thought that this administration in the first year would have taken one of such bold steps. And that step is to remove state of origin. Because when you remove the talk out state of origin and put state of residence, it gives everybody a sense of belonging wherever they are. You won't now hear people talking about Eastern Seaports as if they're not Nigerians. They are Nigerians, So we'll continue.
People get emotional about things that are dear to them. We have to know that fact. Nigeria is a country that we all live in. We were born here, grown up here, doing business here, have our kids here, have our future here, and we should get emotional when we talk about things that concern this country. But of course, we also have to apply reason. In what works and what will not work. Chief, we are this program actually today we are talking about the NPERA and newly considered NPERA and the signing into law. What do you think that they should do in order to state the course of handling their responsibility and then making it bigger?
The truth of the matter is that if they want to make create an ease of doing business environment in the port area, reduce stress, they have to discuss with the shipping line to stop collecting demurrage from people. Number one. Number two, they have to create access.
Hello, good afternoon. Your name and where you're calling from, please. Afternoon, sir.
Yeah, my name is Austin. I'm calling you from Lagos State. Please, you can see where we have all these problems. It's only one port we have in the whole Nigeria as a whole. That is where we have the whole problem in Lagos State. Everywhere is jam-packed in Lagos State. Why not open the rest port in other places so that everybody can go back to in various places? That is just my own contribution. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Well, sir, if you had followed our conversation from the beginning, we read out that the federal government has indicated interest to reversing the imbalance
And making the Eastern ports work.
The Eastern ports work. And Julia and I have also opinioned that it's not just, we just don't want to hear paperwork. We don't want to hear rhetorics. We don't want to hear good
Match
speeches.
words with action.
We want to see action. We want to be able to sit down here and say, yes, 3 weeks ago, 1 month ago, 2 weeks ago, 6 months ago, the federal government said they were going to do something about the Eastern seaports. We're happy to say, yeah, this one has come on live, this one has come on board, this one has come on board. So it's not for Julia and I to determine, but we're saying, just like you and every other Nigerians, we're challenging the government to say, match your words with action.
You are airing your thoughts, sir.
On the
That's an NPERA.
NPERA.
Yeah.
So the NPERA issue, like I said, they need to take the shipping companies to the cleaners. Let them operate within the laws. Internationally, shipping companies
You
don't...
mean whipping them into line?
Yes, shipping companies internationally don't collect demurrage money because shipping companies in the other part of the world, what they do actually is...
Hold your breath, sir. This is our last call for today. Hello, good afternoon. Your name and where you're calling from. You have 1 minute. You are my last caller for today.
My name is Michael. I'm calling from Ikotu.
All right, Michael, go ahead.
Yeah, the federal, I overheard you say that the federal government said they want to open East Campus.
Yes.
But I don't think they meant it to. I think they're just saying it because because I have seen that tribalism and nepotism have blinded our eyes. So we don't do what's right anymore.
All right.
I've been nice, sir.
Thank you, sir. We'll hold the government to their words. Chief, please, in 1 minute, your parting shot.
My parting shot is that the NPERA or NPERA or whatever name
It's
called,
NPERA.
whatever name called, is a good policy that the government has started with them. And I believe it will yield fruit if they start by bringing modern innovation and trying to control the people that are extorting money from people and the people that are creating longer cargo dwell time that has been the cause of inflation in our market because of demurrage and terminal charges. And then they should also be in control, not to be controlled with kickbacks and kick front. Thank you.
Thank you so very much. Ladies and gentlemen, listeners, this show, of course, is open to the whole sponsorship. My name is Delu Tommy, and you can call me on 0802-7590-195. The Maritime and Border Show, of course, will continue again next week. I am signing out with my friend here.
All right. We've been talking to Chief Nebolisa. Mwolisa. We've talked about.
One of us.
Well, we don't give titles in VOP. It's been a pleasure speaking with you, sir. We thank you for your insight. Next week, Sunday, is another date. We are always here. Those of you who are worried about my voice, don't worry. The voice is going to come back. You know, it's been raining all day, cat and dog, you know. And like Dilly said, you know, this show needs sponsorship. So if you're here, you want to sponsor us, you can reach me on 081-2111-8789. Well, we hope to be here next week, Sunday, to be able to entertain you and draw you along. And as we part, we hope that you have a beautiful and pleasant Sunday. I am signing out. My name is Prince Chilaga.